One of the things that makes Bitcoin so appealing is that it is one of the most secure computer networks on the entire planet. It literally is the most secure network, stronger than some banks, credit card companies, you name it. One of the most secure networks, but it has some issues, right? It has some drawbacks. Bitcoin has some drawbacks to it. We're going to talk about a project today that fixes all of that and how they are taking a unique approach to this market and how it could potentially set them apart from everybody else. But before we get started, guys, welcome back to the channel. As you're coming in, if you guys get any value out of this, consider hitting the like button and subscribing if you guys want to see more videos like this. We're going to get right into it. Let's just take a quick look at Bitcoin before we look at this awesome L2 for Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin, it's had a really nice run up. We're at $108,000, which really does feel great to see, seeing as we were at the low 90s, mid 90s, just in June, just a little over a month or so ago. We're looking at Bitcoin here on the 4-hour chart, and we've had this really awesome run up. So we all know that Bitcoin right now, it does a lot of things really well. But one of the things that it doesn't do very well is it is slow. There really is no way around this. Bitcoin is just really slow. You can't see this picture so well, but Bitcoin does roughly seven transactions per second. Versus when you compare that with like Visa, they can do roughly 24,000 Bitcoin they can do 24,000 transactions per second, right? We know Bitcoin is here to stay. We have all of these new inflow buys from the ETFs, and it really is becoming a new asset class. And because of that, we are introducing Bitcoin Hyper. So this is the first Bitcoin layer 2 blockchain that gives smart contract programmability to Bitcoin. It allows you to take advantage of the secure network of Bitcoin while also now making something more efficient, right? We can enable smart contracts with this Bitcoin Hyper 2 ecosystem. The other really cool thing is there's some staking. So we're just going to go through all of this now. But before we do that, the presale is live right now. So I really like this. They're giving you guys a lot of different options here. You can buy with crypto and you can buy with a ton of different cryptos, right? You can buy with obviously ETH, BNB, pretty much any EVM chain you can buy, but you can also buy with your credit card, which is really nice. You got a lot of different ways that you can approach this. The other thing is if you buy in early, you get a cheaper price. So right now, one hyper token is worth 1.2 cents, right? And the price of this goes up. So it really is advantageous for you to get in early. So if we look at the hyper ecosystem here, they're going to have their own wallet, their own explorer, the bridge. We're going to talk about that a little bit more, staking, and then some memes too. And I really like, it's a clean website. It kind of gives those OG Bitcoin vibes, but it adds a little bit of flair to it, right? They're having fun with it. So we look here, the Bitcoin layer 2, and what folks are going to do is they're going to deposit BTC, Bitcoin. They're going to send that Bitcoin to a Bitcoin address. And then from there, an equal amount of BTC is minted on Bitcoin Hyper's layer 2. And this is in a trustless manner. So I really like this. It allows it. So, right, it's going to be an L2. It allows users to send and receive Bitcoin on Bitcoin's Hyper layer 2 with near instant finality. And right, we were talking earlier, Bitcoin's great. It's secure. It's really our North Star of crypto, but it's just really slow. And Bitcoin Hyper fixes that, right? So we talked about how they're going to have this really great bridge. Like we had mentioned, they're going to have their own L2. And it really does, it is advantageous to participate early because there's a lot of incentives, right? There's also some utility here too, because you can actually stake your tokens. The other thing I really wanted to mention is, speaking of utility, a lot of the gas fees can be paid with the Hyper token, right? So it really does make it advantageous to hold the Hyper network. We already talked about how to buy Hyper and why that's advantageous, right? You can put some crypto in your wallet and then you transfer it over, but you can also buy with an actual credit card as well. So really making it easy. Here you can see a couple different news articles, right? They're on Inside Bitcoins, bitcoin.com, crypto news. So they really are everywhere. If we take a quick look at the tokenomics, a quarter of the tokens are going to be earmarked for the treasury, another 20% for marketing, 15% for rewards, right? So that's where we talked about the staking and token giveaways, 10% for listing, and then 30% for development. And I actually really, really liked that they have some tokens set aside for development, because you want to see a project that sets some funds aside to make sure that they are continuously investing back in the protocol. So that was really, really reassuring for me. There's also some updates here as well. I'm actually going to link the website down below. So if you want to participate in the pre-sale, you can. The last thing I want to do is I want to take a quick look at their Twitter. They're actually growing really well. They have over 10,000 followers, which is no easy feat. I'm actually going to give them a follow here myself. And the fact that they're gaining momentum, like if you look at some of these Twitter posts, 37,000 impressions on this, right? So they're saying the pre-sale is live, which again is really reassuring. They're getting ahead of this. They're gaining momentum on Twitter. They also have a Telegram here linked to their website. They have a ton of people in the Telegram, right? Over 1,000 people. I know that the Telegram's really, really active. So all of this is very, very reassuring for me in a lot of ways, right? We talked about the staking. We talked about how this is a layer 2 that operates on a proof of stake model, which really minimizes an environmental stand take as well, right? So it's, in some ways, it's green, right? They're not sucking up a lot of electricity. They really are going about this in the best way possible. Speaking about going this in the best way possible, this is a fair launch, right? So there's no private rounds, there's no insider allocations. All the tokens that are being sold in the presale, it's public, right? So that really does check all the boxes for me. If you guys are interested in participating in the Bitcoin Hyper presale, again, we'll put the link down below. I really like putting small allocations into these presales, because honestly, this is a way to get in on the ground floor, right? You hear of all those people who do like really, really well in crypto. It's typically because they're early. So that's what our kind of thoughts on the Bitcoin Hyper presale are. I actually am going to buy a little bit myself, just because I want to have exposure, right, in case it blows up. If you guys got any value out of this, consider hitting the like button. Also consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this, and check out the Bitcoin Hyper presale down below.